what are the big things that happened today? You've seen the stuff that came down from the court decisions. One, the preliminary court decision from the Obama-appointed judge in the D.C. Federal Court, who is a very, very liberal and activist judge who's trying to get herself up onto the radar should somehow the Democrats win in the 2020 election. She sees herself as a natural successor to RBG. So she used what should have been a rather systematic and peaceful. Can everybody hear me all right? Can everybody just make sure that my microphone's not annoying, and if everything's okay, then just shoot up a 1. But the problem is when you get when you get judges like that, and they just impugn the subject of the matter, which is the president. Awful lack of jurisprudence, lack of ethics that are being at play. So this woman is certainly not an intellectual heavyweight, despite having what you would think would be a good pedigree. Educationally speaking, I mean, clearly she's putting on an act, and a 120-page opinion full of all kinds of just remote, arcane, and in some cases like nonsensical references in the footnotes to come up with a decision that Don McGahn. Now, remember, this court case was originally filed after a standoff between the White House chief counsel and the Mueller pre-investigation or pre-testimony from Mueller in May. So this has been going on since May. And so this decision was timed to come out while all of this impeachment stuff is coming out. So they're clearly using all their judicial contacts. They're using everything to pipeline out. They're using a timeline to try to make this as disastrous or irrelevant for the president. And that goes right to the tax law shit that we're still fighting off as well. Long story short, this activist judge, this activist Conjeta, I want to say her name is Conjeta, whatever, Jedi, whatever you want to call yourself, Jackson Brown Jackson, whatever hyphenation floats your boat. This particular judge just comes out and says Don McGahn does not have the power to deprive Congress of his appearing before them, and that for some reason she seems to say that President Trump is not a king, and I found that to be not new and refreshing information. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that we haven't had a king in charge of the continental United States of America since King George, and that was 250 years ago. So all kinds of weird references in here, all kinds of rookie, amateurish moves out of a 120-page point list, which appellate courts don't like. So I'm not really worried about this. Essentially, all she is mandating is that she's not undoing executive privilege decisions of 50 years of precedent. She's merely saying, oh, Don McGahn, you need to show up. If you're going to assert executive privilege to Congress, you need to have your ass in the seat to do it. That's essentially what it is. And essentially, that could be a 10-page, not a 120-page decision. And the other decision that came down today was the Supreme Court was dealing with this lower court stay that was put in place about Trump's tax returns being forced into Congress without his due process, so to speak. And so that the interesting decision from the Supreme Court was we're gonna keep the stay in place. We're gonna hold on to this stay, but we're gonna allow writ of certiorari to be filed by the president, and we will be receptive to the writ should it be filed by this deadline of December 5th, provide that the president's lawyers do not advise the Supreme Court of a writ of certiorari, which is basically an emergency writ that requires or demands that the issue be so salient, if not, in absolute emergency occurrences, then something gravely injurious will happen to the party. So the writ will, I don't think we have much choice, because if we do not submit a writ before December 5th, then the Supreme Court has said that the lower court stay will be lifted. So clearly, the lawyers are now hard at work putting together what I hoped is a pretty good case. Now, mind you, the Supreme Court will be in no hurry, should they accept the writ, to automatically adjudicate the decision in an immediate fashion. It could very well, since lofty issues are at play here, and in some cases, issues that have not yet been adjudicated or explained or have stare decisis, meaning precedent behind it, it could be a while before that happens.
Thanks for watching the MAGA Coalition channel. Remember to subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on to get the best political analysis that is free of clickbait and gaslighting. Because in a world of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary